Hawaii residents face the highest housing costs in the nation. That's according to a new report put out today by the University of Hawaii's Economic Research Organization, or UHERO. The report includes detailed housing data for the state, counties, and 63 local zip codes.
Lead author Justin Tyndall is here in studio with us. He is an assistant professor of economics at the UH Manoa. Thanks for joining us, Justin.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so first question. This was a very interesting report. So much data, but high housing costs lower the standard of living for residents, and it hinders the state's ability to attract workers. So can you talk about the ripple effect on the economy?
Right. So, in this report, we really tried to do a deep dive into housing costs in Hawaii. So, obviously, one of the big takeaways is housing is tremendously expensive and unaffordable. So, if we compare ourselves to the rest of the U.S., housing costs 3 times what it does on the mainland. And, in the last 20 or 30 years, housing prices have tripled. So, this has put us in a pretty bad position in terms of affordability. So, recently, it's gotten to the point where the median household can't even afford the median condominium, let alone the median single-family home. So this has really detrimental effects to our economy, and this is a really existential crisis for the state. So people are going to leave, right, the state. Some people are going to end up homeless. People are going to live in subpar housing. And if we don't address this issue, right, this is really going to hinder our ability to grow as an economy and to retain residents.
The report said prices really took off during the pandemic. Why is that?
Right, so there's some theories on that. I mean, I think people were really looking for more space, right? So to work at home or to, spending more time at home, they were looking for more space. We did have a fair number of mainland former residents moving to Hawaii over this period.
Low interest rates?
Low interest rates were a big factor as well, right? So, we saw this pretty enormous run-up in home prices. And in terms of affordability, interest rates were a huge issue too. So now it's much more difficult to afford a mortgage because interest rates are much higher, but home prices haven't really come down.
And Hawaii's total housing supply really hasn't grown significantly. Why not?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of reasons there. So, in this report, we try to go through some of the potential reasons. So, looking at the whole process, off the top for our zoning, for all of our residential land in the state, 90% of it you're not allowed to build multifamily housing, right? Only single-family homes. So right off the top, we're really limiting our ability to build significant amounts of housing. So if that doesn't change, there's a very limited room to grow, right? For developers who do want to significantly add to housing, they need to go through rezonings or complicated permitting processes. We talk in the report, we have the longest wait times for permits in the state, the most onerous regulations for building housing. So this really makes it difficult to add significantly to housing supply.
So what needs to be done to try to clear up the process and get things moving and making land more available?
Right. So, I don't think it's hopeless. So things are quite bad right now, but I think, there's some public and political will to change things, right? So, other jurisdictions across the U.S. have allowed more housing to be built, right? Really the, answer to the housing crisis is to create more housing. So we sort of know what these bottlenecks are, permitting, resistance to building more multifamily housing in some neighborhoods, things like these are political issues. So, if we have the political will to construct more housing, this is really going to be the solution to unaffordability and high housing costs.
Okay, thank you so much, Justin, for your insight today. Thanks. Well, later this year, UHERO will be launching an online data portal dedicated to housing.